The night hung heavy over the isolated road, shrouded in darkness, as John maneuvered his car through the winding twists and turns. The dim glow of his headlights barely penetrated the thick curtain of black that surrounded him. An eerie silence enveloped the air, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves and the hum of his engine. John felt a chill crawl up his spine, an unsettling awareness that he was alone on a road that seemed to lead to nowhere. His journey had begun as a simple late-night drive to clear his mind, to escape the suffocating grip of his own thoughts. The city lights had faded behind him, and the road stretched ahead like an abyss. With each passing mile, the isolation became palpable, and the feeling of being watched crept into the corners of his consciousness. As John rounded a particularly sharp bend, his headlights revealed an old, weathered sign barely visible in the darkness: "Welcome to Ravenswood." He couldn't recall ever hearing about such a place, but it seemed to offer a promise of respite. A chance to escape the weight of the world. Little did he know that the name concealed the ominous fate that awaited him. The road stretched endlessly, flanked by dense woods on either side. The branches of gnarled trees reached out like skeletal fingers, casting eerie shadows on the asphalt. A thick fog began to settle, reducing visibility to a mere few feet ahead. The air inside the car grew heavy, and John's grip on the steering wheel tightened as a sense of unease took root. Then, with a sudden jolt, the engine sputtered and died. The headlights flickered before plunging into darkness, leaving John surrounded by an impenetrable void. Panic set in as he fumbled for his phone, the feeble glow of its screen revealing no signal. The isolation deepened, and the oppressive silence pressed against him. Reluctantly, John stepped out into the chilling night to inspect the car. He popped the hood and peered into the darkness, hoping to identify the source of the issue. But the engine seemed fine, and the unsettling stillness of the night intensified. He couldn't shake the feeling that unseen eyes were fixed upon him. As he stood there, contemplating his next move, a distant sound echoed through the quiet, a soft, haunting melody carried by the wind. John strained to identify its origin, his senses on high alert. The music seemed to dance between the trees, an ethereal tune that sent shivers down his spine. Against his better judgment, a strange compulsion urged him to follow the melody into the enveloping darkness. The road seemed to stretch endlessly, the fog thickening with each step. The haunting melody grew louder, beckoning him deeper into the heart of Ravenswood. Shadows danced on the periphery of his vision, and the once familiar road became an otherworldly labyrinth. John hesitated, a nagging voice in his mind warning him of the impending danger, but an invisible force propelled him forward. As the melody led him deeper into the woods, John stumbled upon a dilapidated old mansion emerging from the fog like a specter. Its windows were shattered, and the moonlight painted it in ghostly hues. The melody, now a haunting symphony, emanated from within, inviting him to explore the abandoned halls. Every step echoed through the empty rooms, each creaking floorboard adding to the unsettling atmosphere. The mansion seemed to come alive with whispered secrets, its walls holding untold stories of those who had walked its halls. Shadows morphed into indistinct shapes, and John's senses were overwhelmed by the oppressive weight of the past. A voice, soft and mournful, echoed through the corridors, recounting tales of despair and loss. As John delved deeper into the mansion's secrets, he stumbled upon a room bathed in an unnatural light. In the center lay a grand piano, its keys moving on their own accord. The haunting melody reached its crescendo, enveloping him in a symphony of darkness. Shadows coalesced into ethereal figures, their eyes fixed on him with a silent plea. In that moment of revelation, the air grew thick with malevolence. The ghostly figures transformed into grotesque specters, their features contorted in agony. The haunting melody morphed into anguished wails, and John felt an unseen force tighten its grip around him. Desperation set in as he realized he was ensnared in a nightmarish dance with the spirits that haunted Ravenswood. With a surge of terror, John fled the mansion, his heart pounding in his chest. The fog outside had thickened, swallowing the road in an impenetrable haze. He stumbled through the darkness, the unseen force urging him to join the spectral symphony. Yet, his desperate survival instinct fought valiantly against the ethereal pull, driving him on. It wasn't until a month later that a chilling discovery was made. A group of hikers stumbled upon an abandoned car on the outskirts of Ravenswood, its doors ajar, and its engine cold. The eerie stillness of the forest seemed to envelop the vehicle, and an inexplicable sense of dread hung in the air. When authorities were called to investigate, they found no sign of John. The once isolated road now held a haunting secret, its silence concealing the horrors that had unfolded in the heart of Ravenswood. The abandoned car stood as a silent testament to a night of terror, and the chilling question lingered in the air: had John managed to escape the clutches of the malevolent force, or had he become a permanent resident of the spectral symphony that echoed through the haunted halls of Ravenswood? As investigators combed through the decaying mansion, they uncovered signs of a malign presence. Each room told a tale of despair, and the grand piano in the center seemed to resonate with a dark energy. In the end, they stumbled upon a hidden chamber, a cryptic space filled with the echoes of lost souls. The haunting melody, now a mournful dirge, seemed to linger in the air, a lament for a soul lost to the dark force that ruled the accursed mansion.